All right, let's just run this real quick.
The ancient land of Israel, because we are certainly not the least and maybe the most indigenous people to.
I am a girl and I can't believe you banned me. First of all, I didn't. You just got timed out. Yeah, dude, I'm okay. No, you don't. I'm a lady. What is... Oh, this person was defending Candace Owens initially. Oh, this has got to be like a boomer lady, I suspect. I'm too old for this chat. I'm just here to send Hasan love and support from a New York City Afghan auntie while these dorks lie and smear his good name. I wanted to see my name with the cartoon Kai after 10 gifted 10 subs. Yeah, you're not supposed to give gifts and want something in return, but my heart wants what it wants. Oh my God. We got a New York City Afghan auntie in the chat who is a Kai Cenat watcher and gifter and is yelling at me saying I'm disrespectful to my uncle. You got timed out by Fossabop, auntie. That's an auto timeout because your message was too long. You had to keep it under 450 characters, auntie. Listen. I think it's totally fine to have disagreements with your loved ones and your family members, as I am not shy about openly stating said disagreements. But at the end of the day, blood is thicker than water. I say it all the time. But if someone says they are not anti-Semitic, shouldn't we believe them? I'm not saying she's great. Wait, what? I don't understand why you think she's being disingenuous with her denying being anti-Semitic. And what is cuckoo? She's like defending, she was defending Candace Owens. Yeah, Candace Owens is a grifter in the way that, like, she's an OG grifter, right? As a black woman, she spent a good deal of time working for a Zionist white supremacist institution that was known as the Daily Wire. At the time, she was pro-Israel, obviously, but she was also still very much anti-Semitic. She said a whole bunch of stuff like, you know, Hitler just wanted to make Germany great. And nationalism isn't like a scary thing. Fascism, people keep saying it's fascism, but like Hitler just wanted to make Germany great. But then he became a globalist when he started invading other countries. And then that's what it was. That's when it, spiraled out of control. But like what Hitler was doing in an effort to make Germany great was obviously concentration camps for socialists, Jews, communists, trade unionists, and whoever the superior master race of Aryans decided were undesirable. So obviously, even on that aspect, it wasn't great at all. So that was seen as, understandably, a deeply anti-Semitic thing to say. But the Daily Wire, led by Ben Shapiro, still hired her after that statement. And the reason why they did that was because, you know, that's not the full quote, right? No, it is. And I just said the full quote. But that, I mean, there's been a whole bunch of other, there's been a whole bunch of other incidents as well, but it's not even just like her anti-Semitism necessarily. She has every single bigotry locked down. She is the type of person who has used her identity as a shield in an effort to basically say the shit that white supremacists at the time were too afraid of saying out loud and in public. She is a black face for white supremacy, right? I mean, she spent most of her career at the Daily Wire positioning herself against George Floyd and positioning herself against Black Lives Matter and against black people in general. So love to scream hate when you refuse to see reason. I'm not, you know, people yell at me all the time about being a hateful, bigoted person. People say I'm anti-Semitic. So it's not like there are people out there who will routinely get called anti-Semitic for being critical of Israel. Candace Owens was anti-Semitic and pro-Israel at the time when she was working at the Daily Wire. She got fired from the Daily Wire, not due to her anti-Semitism, but due to her anti-Israel position. Because as Ben Shapiro has very openly stated, and I covered this at the time extensively if you want to go back and see my statements on it, but Candace Owens is a bigot of every order. I mean, she's anti-black. She's anti-women. She's anti-Semitic. She is everything. But what's interesting about Candace Owens is that she's anti-trans as well, of course, but she's not very good, I think, at packaging all this stuff. She does have a decent understanding of what gets her clicks, what gets her views. She does do a decent job of like merging, as another chatter was saying, true crime and like celebrity news with right-wing propaganda, and I think that's where she shines. That's definitely where she really pops off. That's why she's been able to. That's why she's become a ginormous force in the sphere of political commentary. But I do think it's interesting because like a lot of people just operate on this like weird binary where they think that like black people could not be servants of white supremacy. Like they can. And there are plenty of black Republicans who actually do this and play this role, play this job. I will say I do appreciate her not like going as aggro on the Islamophobia side as of late. So that's like, I guess, the one redeeming quality at a time when there's an unprecedented amount of Islamophobia out there. She has certainly scaled that back. But the point I was trying to make is that she doesn't necessarily do a good job of I think, building a convincing case on the things that she advocates for. It's like, but the auntie, as far as like I was not defending, I was asking anyway. I'm really thankful to Cenk and Hasan who get a lot of crap because y'all built an audience at the powers that be, and I work in the media and used to sit in for Nancy. Like,
did you say Bad Bunny looked like?
What is this?
Like
a twink Hasan.
Oh my god.
That's crazy. Bad Bunny is, I wouldn't say Bad Bunny looks like a twink at all, to be fair. I guess in comparison to someone like myself, but yeah, will you talk about the Rutgers professor that had to move to Europe because he got death threats from Charlie Kirk fans? Not that it matters. Obviously, like Mark Carney is still ass. Moist Critical got copy strike for reciting a couple lines from the Taylor Swift album in his video. He got the strike overturned, but still, yeah, we'll talk about T Swift. We'll talk about T Swifty. Some good, some bad. But you know. Did you cover all the GOP crying about Bad Bunny? No. I didn't even do the SNL Bad Bunny clips. There's so much just taking place. So much has taken place in the world that I haven't gotten to because I've been just like, you know, running around the world. But hopefully we'll be able to get to all of that. Zoran taking 2 steps back. Yeah, I know. I didn't even want to fucking talk about that, but we will. Zach Bryan anti-ice song. Yeah, that's a fire song. A lot of brings back outlaw country, question mark. Get in now. We'll of course talk about the Samut flotilla, like the Americans. David Adler, specifically friend of the show, David Adler has been released, and we'll talk about his personal experiences on the flotilla as well, and also how Israel treated him. So even Dr. Abdul, oh no, what did he say? Because I was actually talking to him about this specific thing, about how Democrats were missing the mark on this, on their messages. Did you see Jesse Waters use a repeat actor for his former Antifa segment, Lamau? How is Mark Carney bad? I personally don't like some of the things he's doing, but I want to know your criticisms about him, chatters too. Oh, I'm thinking of Mark Carney's lackluster approach to Canada's involvement with Israel. Like he is, like the United Nations has called what Israel's doing a genocide. If you really want to fucking openly separate yourself from the United States of America. One of the best things you possibly could do in this circumstance is to just say the truth about what Israel is doing. You radicalized fan. What is this? I did? I doubt it.
Hey, I never said you weren't a swinger, man. Don't you think of it? I might have seen you on one of the West Side.
All right, enough with the jokes. Look, I done 3 years Israeli military. I seen shit you wouldn't even believe.
Oh, nah, he's the IDF. They want Hercules. I seen shit.
Get down to the docks. All right, bet.
That's it. That's why I radicalized Phantom, because he said, "Oh nah, is the IDF." Carney literally sucking off Israel today. No. There's gonna be a suck off today. Obviously, it's October 7th. There's gonna be so much. There's gonna be so much suck jobs left and right. I didn't see that, but there is a Charlie Kirk fan who actually killed 2 teenage girls, and I will be talking about that as well. Obviously. Yeah, Candace Owens, yesterday we briefly covered this, but Candace Owens revealed that Charlie Kirk revealed a post-mortem text message thread about Charlie Kirk that doesn't look too good necessarily. Kind of makes him is a post-mortem Charlie Kirk was actually anti-Semitic. Look at what he was saying type situation. But like Candace obviously was posting it because she thought it portrayed Charlie in a positive light, but it leaked some interesting text messages, obviously. Yeah, Norm Finkelstein had a good dunk on Van Jones as well. I forgot to mention Van Jones's clip as well. Did you hear Jordan Robinette Peterson is likely almost dead? I mean, that's not new. Hurts my soul seeing so many leftists take Candace Owens at face value. It's so funny because, like, she's just not very good at putting together like a convincing argument. At least for me, like whenever I hear her try to talk about something, she just always comes across as like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, you know? And it's like, I should want to believe this narrative that, you know, Israel killed Charlie Kirk, right? I hate Israel. And this kind of false narrative actually moves the attention away from like the Antifa transgender, cynical smears. You know what I mean? Like it just kind of separates people's attention at a time when if they were like more united, they could probably start doing like criminal prosecutions and whatnot. But she was so incredibly anti-Semitic and has been. And by the way, I don't use this term lightly. Okay. I'm not the type of person who will just go around and start calling people anti-Semitic because they're anti-Israel. Obviously, that'd be pretty funny of me to do, right? Like, there are some people who just are straight up anti-Semitic. And that doesn't, invalidate the pro-Palestinian position even a little bit. There are just some people who I think hate Jews more than they care about saving Palestinians, right? But basically, my point is that she's not even doing a very good job with this stuff because, like, there's so many things she's said about in the aftermath of the Charlie Kirk stuff that's just so fucking crazy, so cuckoo, so crazy, cuckoo beans. But yeah, more power to her. Dennis Prager is back. Wait, is he still in the hospital bed? Oh, he is. Yeah. No shot. They brought him back like this. That is crazy.
Listen nearly as much as I do now.
Why did they do this, bro? 10 days ago. I think she should have also laid down. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the fact that she's like upright juxtaposes Dennis Prager laying down even worse, right? Like one of the things they could have done, I think, is like make him lay down on like a white bed, right? and then just straight up shot him directly so it looked like he was standing upright? Oh no, he looks so healthy. Really? You saw this and your first thought was, wow, what a beacon of health. That's what you thought to yourself. Brother, he can't even stand upright. What are you talking about? He is literally 1 foot in the grave. That's some Brandon Health look right there. No, Brandon clears. Brandon clears Dennis Prager. Because Brandon can at least like stand up straight. You know what I mean? This guy cannot. Very clearly cannot stand up straight. So he just looks pretty cooked, if we're being real. I don't know what happened. I think he fell or something. It's just at that age, like, who knows? You know what I mean? I mean, he's so fucking old, man. Like, he is so old that at that point, it's just, it could be anything, right? He fell off almost as much as you. Fell about a year ago, spinal cord injury, paralyzed from the shoulders down. Oh shit, I didn't know that. I didn't realize he was like full tilt paralyzed. Anyway. Quick Uncle Zinger. What is this? Oh, let's see what Unc is up to. Unc is popping off again. This is his like most redeeming thing, you know, the anti-Israel stuff.
The ancient land of Israel, because we are.
What exactly did you mean calling Candace crazy? What do you specifically mean? Precise language can help bring people together, in my opinion. Yeah, I think her theories are completely insane. Even when it comes to like Charlie Kirk being potentially assassinated by Israel, I've extensively covered it. I mean, it's good for me, right? Like it's as I described, like I believe women. Exactly. Me too. I believe women as well. So obviously I can't, I can't criticize her too much. More power to her, but like low key, the things that she has put together have been far too grand. Yeah. She does stuff like this all the time. Like there's a million different ways to attack Macron. And the only way not to attack Macron is by going into a legal battle where you are getting sued for defamation because you kept calling Macron's wife transgender. Like, she's literally a pedophile. Why don't you just say the truth? That Macron's wife is a pedophile. Because if you were to say that, nobody could actually attack you because she actually is a pedophile. But instead of doing that, you had to go the extra step and make up some insane shit. You know? No exit wound is a biggie, though. Yes, there are inconsistent things with the Charlie Kirk assassination. There always will be. There always will be, like, people poking holes in the official narrative, and the official narrative is murky, and I don't discount that at all. It's just that if we're going to scrutinize the official narrative, we also need to scrutinize the counter narratives. And the counter narratives are the ones that are at least coming from Candace Owens. Some of them have new information that maybe the public previously had not acknowledged or knew about, but a lot of the counter narratives are just like crazy. Like, oh, there's actually a separate hole in the ground, and like it was a Jewish tunnel that someone popped out of, or it's too far-fetched for it to be potentially real. To put it simply, Candace Owens is a politics and drama YouTuber who warps celebrity news and true crime to fit primarily transphobic and anti-Semitic narrative. She also denies the Holocaust and says the real ethnic cleansing was of Germans. She's a grifter. Yeah, it's funny to see like a black woman do the whole like the Bolsheviks did the real genocide of Christians. Like, why doesn't anybody talk about that? It's like, bro, you are literally a black woman. Like, that is crazy. Because that is like, oh, the Jews are responsible for the death of like 60 million Christians. Narrative is like a white supremacist one. Like, that's not even your gripe. You know what I mean? That's not a conversation that you're a part of at all. It's also a ridiculous statement to begin with, because like, you know, the Bolsheviks are goated, obviously. And you know, what Christians were doing, what white Christians were doing to black women at the same time frame was not great, to say the least. Down. What the fuck is up, dude? The way you talk about your uncle is disgusting to me. Wait, hold on. You banned that one guy who was defending Uncle Jank, and I didn't even say anything bad. I said this is his like most redeeming quality, is that he is a consistent advocate for Palestinians. Are you okay? I have my disagreements with Jank, but I call balls and strikes. I didn't even say anything bad about... Wait, can I see what the chatter was saying? I want to see what he was trying to bait. Taylor Swift reactions. Canada's identity is 90% not being American. Yeah. I mean, I respect that. I thought that like Canadians had gotten that same brain poison, like the Alberta brain poison, but I'm so glad to know that Canadians, at least for the time being, are not as like brain rotted, I would say, as like Europeans are. Because like there is definitely a lot of momentum with like populist right framing in Canada, as there is everywhere else. But I think like direct American intervention was so frustrating for a lot of Canadians that it played a negative role. It totally ruined PP's chances. It eviscerated. It destroyed him. Clearly.